How we doing, party people? The podcast is back. This is your host, Garrett. Welcome to the Boston Ski Party. For anybody following along, we took a little bit of a hiatus there, accidentally, kind of. Me and Joe's schedule really just hasn't been lining up these past couple of weeks, because as the winter's gone on, we have remained busy in the store, which is great. But also, like, when we're less busy, we try to get ski days in. So we've been getting ski days in on our days off and some weekends and stuff like that. So it's been awesome in that regard, but we've had trouble lining up the podcast, which, sorry for anybody who's been looking for an episode, but we're back. Well, I'm back. That's why I'm solo right now, which it's my first solo episode ever, but I believe in myself and I hope you do too. I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be good. I think it'll be brief. It's just kind of an update of where we're at, some ski industry news, some product news, some updates with what we've been testing, which is probably, this time of year is kind of the most exciting part, the trying out new stuff, getting some real ski days in on some really sick product. It's still a super exciting year for new skis, even though, we've said on this podcast many times that last year was the biggest year for new skis of all time. You had the new Enforcers, you had the new Declivities, you had the new Ripsticks, and the new Bents, the big dogs. But we can't let that overshadow that this year is also very sick for some new ski updates. We got the QSTs behind me. The QSTs are great. I've been getting some days on those, and man, I love them. They're like strangely powerful, very sturdy underfoot, but they're really snappy in the tips and tails. So like doing short radius, medium radius carves on them is so fun. They're kind of directional, but they can still like get away with some of the more playful skiing. I took a couple park laps on them. They're easy to bend in the tips and tails. So like, if you're kind of like someone with a park background who's skiing all over the mountain, still a great ski. I would still pick the Bent for that type of skiing. The Bent 100. I think those two skis are like, they have a pretty similar feel. The QST is a little bit more directional, but man, those two are gonna be on my top tested list for sure. And we got them right behind me here. The new Bent graphics suite. I'm a fan of the QST graphic too. And then the other ski I got behind me right here is the new Rosignol Sender Free 100, which I'm hyped on. That ski actually is very similar to the Bent in terms of construction, mount point, and the feeling of skiing it. And I got a day on those. And man, it's sturdy. It's a powerful ski. It might be the most powerful 100 millimeter freestyle ski. Freestyle shape. It's close to like a Nordica Unleashed, but less directional. It's like a stiffer Bent. It's for the Bent skier who wants better groomer performance and doesn't care much about like the playful, buttery kind of like park ski feel that the Bent maintains while still like being able to have some power. The Rossi is just like, it's a sturdy ski. It's sweet. I'm hyped on it. I tested, the first time I skied on a Sender Free was the 110 when it came out a couple years ago. I was in Jackson and there was like 3 feet of untouched snow. So not the best test conditions, but I was a huge fan of that ski. I remember thinking, why isn't this 100 millimeters? That's like the East Coaster in me. Obviously, like nobody out West is thinking that, but I was skiing on because the first year the Sender Free came out, it was only the 110. it had a sweet graphic, and I was like, this ski would be so popular in a 100, but it was I'm out of touch with how the 110 skis do out west, but that's why I was so hyped when I saw that Rozzy was doing the same ski in 100 millimeters. And yeah, it's probably going to be one of my top dogs this year. What else have I tested? I've not gotten on the new Mavericks, but I heard they're great. George told me that he tested those back to back with the QSTs at Ragged on a really firm day, and the QSTs were actually doing a little better, which I was surprised, but everybody has said good things about the Mavericks, but I think the QST might be just a little bit stronger underfoot. So unlike those real shitty days, it'll do better. But what the hell was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So I was up in Vermont this weekend. I did a stand-up comedy show at Castle Rock Pub right at the base of Sugarbush, which was like kind of a sweet opportunity for me to get. I got booked on it, and I was like, let's go. Make a ski trip out of it, which is very nice. Killing two birds with one stone. My day job and my night job. And so I went up and skied Sugarbush Friday, and it was awesome. Met up with this dude, Andre, who's running that show. He's a skier and a comic, and I had never met him before, so I was like, all right, this is going to be awesome. I was kind of like, I have no idea how good this guy is at skiing, so like if I get there and he's like, I don't know, like a casual cruiser, we don't really like to ski the same things, because I wanted to ski hard. I wanted to ski in the woods. I was like, I have to have an exit plan, which is nice, because so I'm a park skier at my core. I'm originally a park rat, so I always have the out. I'm just going to go take a couple park laps and then just ski in the park. But I didn't have to use the excuse, because met up with this dude, and he was a ripper. Him and I were, we took our first lap at the new Heaven's Gate lift, which is new since the last time I was at Sugarbush. And man, that's a awesome addition. Just really quick, hot laps through the woods and no lines because it was Friday. And me and this dude just like were finding little wood stashes throughout the day and ripping through there. And man, it was fun. The conditions were good. It wasn't like a powder day. It hadn't snowed in a while, or like a couple days. I don't really know. But you could still find it. And the woods were completely filled in. Vermont is absolutely firing today, or this year. And then Friday night, did my show at Sugarbush. That was great. Thank you for anybody who came out. Anything I said on stage has nothing to do with this podcast, as always. That's implied. But yeah, it was fun. Shout out to the little kid in the audience. There was like a 12-year-old kid there that we were all kind of worried about before the show. And we were like, oh no, like we're going to have to censor ourselves or something. Like, be careful what we say. And dude, this kid just like sat on his mom's phone playing video games and eating chicken fingers the whole show. I don't think he heard a word that was said. So it kind of worked out well. That's like a situation where iPad parenting is very effective. It's like you and your husband, you and your wife can go have a night out, and just like the iPad is the babysitter. You guys can enjoy some comedy, get some dinner, and he doesn't even know that there's a comedy show going on. So it was great. And yeah, shout out to that kid. He was just living the dream. I was sitting there like, damn, this kid has it made. Just like playing on his mom's phone, video games, eating chicken fingers, shredding tomorrow. Yeah, probably up for February break. This is dope. Yeah. And then, so that was awesome. And then the next morning I went over to Stowe. I stayed up there and I went over to Stowe to meet up with my boy, Spray Gucci, and his fiance, Lexi, both longtime friends, shredders. And we ripped it. We skied Stowe, and man, it was awesome. We were skiing off the Gandhi, and again, it wasn't like it just snowed, but the woods were completely filled in and so good, man. Stowe is just different. Stowe is just the pitch of that mountain and the way that the trees are laid out, I think, is better than anything on the East Coast. That might be, that might tick off some of the J people. And I haven't been to J in a while, so I might have to ski those two. I might have to get up for a good day at J soon so I can like make a final verdict there, but Stowe it seems pretty unbeatable. Like anything that dumps you off onto that notch road is so good. It's steep. It's spread out. And right now the snow is great. I feel like I'm burying the lead here. I did end up getting a parking ticket at Stowe. I lost my ski resort parking ticket virginity. And I guess I didn't believe it was a real thing, and I tested it and learned my lesson. And if anybody who has any pull at Stowe is listening, I mean, I can repeat how good the skiing is there, how good the snow is, how much better it is than everywhere on the East Coast. Like, if you want to help me out, I won't be mad. But you know, I'm a law-abiding Epic Pass holder. I guess I agree to the Vail Corporation's laws that it makes up. And I had a great day there, but that sucked. Back in my day, you didn't have to pay for parking at Stowe. And I don't know. I guess I'm stupid. I guess that is the, like, anybody listening, if that's what you're thinking, you're completely right to think it. I stupidly just parked there, and I was just like, I don't really know how to pay for parking, so like, fuck it, guess I don't have to do it. And I did see one of those parking kiosks, like, as I was walking up, and I was like, maybe that parking kiosk that says pay here is how you pay for parking. Nah, no way. Then I went up, had a great ski day, so no regrets. No regrets. We did carpool down though. I did drive Alex and Lexi to their car, so I'm wondering if that like gets me like half a free day of parking. I don't know. We'll anyone from Stowe, call in. Anyone from Vail Resorts, just give me a call, and we'll talk about it on the show. If I have to put a case up, and whatever. I'm just I'm mad at myself, honestly, but it's okay. Oh, another thing, skiing with my friend Alex, he exposed me to one of my new favorite conspiracy theories, J Peak truthers. I was talking about Stowe compared to J Peak, dude. He's all in on J Peak inflating their snow numbers because J Peak always says they're getting more snow than anyone else. Dude, turns out that like the Stowe homers, the Stowe locals, they think it's bullshit. They think they get the same amount of snow. And I don't know, something to look into. I'm a fan. I'm interested. Not gonna lie. All right. So next topic. Oh, this is exciting. The Ski Monster, are partnering with Boston Ski and Sports Club. We've done a few events with them in the past, but we're going to be doing a demo day at Waterville on March 6th, which is exciting. This is the first time we've done anything like this, at least in a long time. But basically, you can buy tickets on BSSC's website. I'll include a link even in the description, maybe, if I remember. But basically, anyone can buy a ticket, and you'll be able to test gears from Atomic, Black Crows, Blizzard, Elan, K2, Fisher, Nordica, Solomon, Stokely, Vocal, Burton, Capita, Jones, and more. So ski and snowboard. And we'll be there. The whole Ski Monster staff, all the brand people will be there. There'll be some swag there, and it'll be super fun. I can guarantee that. I can't wait for that. And yeah, I'm excited. I love events like that. And so if you want the whole package, BSSC is doing buses up there. So if you want the full package where you get a bus ride from the Boston area, lift ticket to Waterville, and demo skis, and like be a part of the demo, that's $125, which is pretty sweet. I mean, I think that's less than a lot of resorts are charging for just a day ticket. If you just want to do the lift ticket and the demo, so you provide transportation, that's $79. And then just a bus and a demo, don't need a lift ticket, that's $67. And then just to do the demo, it's $25. I wonder how much it is to just do the bus ride. No, so that'll be awesome. And you can find that on BSSC's website if you're interested. We'd love to see you guys there. And I love when podcast listeners come out. We love it. And give us a shout. And yeah, that'll be super fun. I'm sure vibes will be high. Beers will be flowing. And dreams will be coming true. Next to your stuff, too. No boots. Bring BYOB. Bring your own boots, please. Or you're renting. And then some industry news. Hunter Henderson just announced the Henderson Invitational, which I'm hyped on. He talked about it a little bit when he was on this pod, but he's going to be doing that event at Waterville this spring, April 5th, I believe. And basically tying that in with our BSSC demo, two of the biggest events in ski industry history going down at Waterville this spring. What else? Oh, Michaela Schifrin just won her 100th World Cup. We're excited about that. Michaela's a boss. Yeah, we're on first name basis. No big deal. I don't know if you saw. That's a joke. Roger Federer chimed in, dude. He posted a video. Anytime the Fed is giving you props, you know you did something right. But congrats to Schifrin. The World Cup's been pretty sweet this year. All those events in Austria were cool. I like that combined event they're doing now. And Schifrin teamed up with Breezy Johnson, the sickest ski racing name of all time. Dude, Breezy. If your name's Breezy, like, you're going to win a ski race. That's just facts. That's just how it is. And then, another thing we missed. This would have been better if we did a pod like a week ago. But Kings and Queens of Corbett's was back this year, and so good. Just one of my favorite events. So raw. So cool. Tim McChesney won all-time just one of the most iconic street skiers of all time. So good. He did a dub 10 into Corbett's, which is great to see. I'm a park guy, so it's great to see a guy who comes from a park background, Tim McChesney, one of the most underrated street skiers of all time. Like, I don't think he gets put in the conversation enough, but one of my all-time favorite street segments is from Level 1's Partly Cloudy, where Tim McChesney, it's half Tim McChesney and half John Ware, and it's so G. They're just hitting massive stuff, slamming into walls, and sweet soundtrack, KRS-One. I wish I could find that movie somewhere other than my mom's iTunes. It's probably on my mom's iTunes. But yeah, Tim McChesney, huge dub 10 into Corbett's. And then on the ladies' side, Anna Asimont, who's this young skier from Utah. She had a pretty sick run. Piper Kunst would have won if she landed her backflip. That was sick to see. She floated a backflip into Corbett's. Couldn't quite put it to her feet, but that was fire. That was really cool to see. And yeah, what else happened? Oh, Tristan Lilly had probably one of the cooler entries into Corbett's. He did like a hand drag 7 and kind of lost control in the air and pulled it around and stomped it. It was like a little bit cat out the window. Like he pulled it around, but he stomped it cleaner than, like, McChesney backslapped a little bit on the dub 10, which, like, he's doing a dub 10 into Corbett's. I'm not really going to get picky with how he lands it. But Tristan's landing was, like, stomped, which was very, very cool to see. And snowboard side was cool. Thing that stuck out to me was, Wyndham Lawn Dart Miller. He's like, he's a lawn dart guy, dude. He just does Superman fronts. And he does so many Superman fronts, lawn darts, that he's got the nickname Lawn Dart, which is like respectable. Yeah. Trying to think if I'm forgetting anything. I feel like I'm going kind of fast here. This past weekend in Boston, that Red Bull heavy metal event was hugely successful. It looked like I just was driving through the city to catch the tail end of it because I basically had to choose between skiing and going to that. And I had to choose skiing. I had to get my stow day in. And, dude, thousands of people showed up. It was so good. So if you don't know what that is, Red Bull Heavy Metal is this event that Red Bull puts on where they basically build a park in the middle of a city. They did it at City Hall Plaza in Boston this past weekend. Loon, shout out Loon, came down, built the park, made it so it looks like the most epic street setup of all time. Just a perfectly manicured urban segment urban spot. That's what I'm looking for. And kind of just proves that Loon can build a perfect park wherever you tell them to. And they did just that. Dude, there's these 3 down rails coming from City Hall Plaza down to Faneuil Hall that I've looked at so many times, and I've been like, damn, those would be sweet for a ski or snowboard segment. And 1 second. And it looked like they built they connected the down with flat rails. So it was down, flat, down, flat, down, quad kink. And Dude, if that's how that rail was naturally put, or not naturally, but if that's how that rail was built, that would be the most iconic that would be like such a banger ski and snowboard movie spot that we definitely would have seen before. But unfortunately, that was manufactured. I'm pretty sure. I could be completely wrong about that. If that's how that rail permanently is, I'd be surprised that I have never noticed that. And also, I'll just have to go hit it. That's the rule I'm making right now. I'll go make a video of me hitting the quad kink. It's a big one, so we'll see how that goes. The other thing, oh yeah, Zeb Powell was obviously the star of the show, throwing down bangers, had some sweet runs, and just the king of crowd pleasers. He rides on a wicked long snowboard and can just do everything to get the crowd going. And they were pumped. The bunch of funny videos came out of there of people just going wild. So that was pretty cool. It's right around the corner from here. Can definitely... I just wish there were more events like that. That and Kings and Queens. Like, those are the types of events we need. And Red Bull Heavy Metal's sweet. And I don't know who to plead with, but dude, they need to do that with skiing. It would be so, I mean, it wouldn't be any sicker, but it would just be like doubly as cool. You have skiing and snowboarding. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we get that in the next few years, which would be pretty cool for skiing. And then, yeah, last thing, let's see. Oh, into some slopestyle stuff. They just did a slopestyle World Cup in Quebec, which I thought was pretty cool to see a park built big enough for a World Cup event in Quebec at those like small Quebec City mountains. This one was called Stoneham Station, which I've never heard of, but I noted that because I think Station is a sweet little name for a mountain. Like instead of just like boring old Stoneham Mountain, it's Stoneham Station, dude. It's so sick. But it was pretty cool. Yeah, they built some big, they were definitely smaller than your typical World Cup jumps, which I think is cool for an event like that because it kind of forces people to get a little more creative and crafty. I think Luca Harrington did a switch 18 to a switch 16. So definitely still some spin to win. But dude, that kid, Luca Harrington, I think is like max aura. I think he's like, I don't typically like a switch 18 on a 45-foot jump or whatever it was, but man, he pulled it together and just like was steezy, which is a huge win for I don't know who, but we did it. Maytaj Spencer. I hope I'm not forget. I should know how to pronounce his name at this point, but he won on the men's side. He is so rad. He's just, I mean, I think he's one of the sickest park skiers out right now. He posted a clip. I think it was a practice run. I do not think it was from his winning run, but he did a cork 5 where he like knuckled the jump on purpose and did he did a switch cork 5 where he knuckled the jump on purpose into a regular cork, or what the fuck was it? Okay, switch cork 5, landed on the knuckle and bounced into a regular cork 5. And it was so hard body. It was so gas. And yeah, he's just got a very like cool, unique style for a comp skier, which is just refreshing to see. It's kind of like the next generation of like a Henrik or something like that, which is sweet. And then, I saw Henrik is back. Henrik is back from injury, which is exciting. If you follow his Instagram, he's finally posting clips again, which is great. He posted a clip yesterday, and he is on his pro model from, I think, like 8 years ago, which is so funny. He chooses to ski on just like his old skis, which is just a Henrik move. He's cool. He doesn't care. You'd think he still has a pro model with Armada, so you'd think he would, for his sponsor, be skiing on his pro model. But I think he's just like, I mean, that is max aura. Henrik is max aura. So I think I don't think Armada can be upset about that. I mean, the skis still say Armada on them. And just like anything Henrik does is good for the brand. And it's just exciting to see him back on skis. Hopefully he does some stuff this spring. He just released a pretty sweet project, street skiing, which I don't think many of our listeners are that into, but it's exciting. It's a nice little video, like 13 minutes, some good cameos. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I watched some clips from it. I think it's not from this. It's from like the last few seasons. Yeah, I think that might be everything. I think that might be our whole episode. Oh, I've been loving nostalgic Instagram ski content. It's popping up everywhere. You got these accounts. Drink Butter is one of the best ski accounts to follow on Instagram. They've been crushing it for years. They post just like some OG awesome clips. Anybody who's interested in learning ski history and seeing some of the older clips that are kind of buried now, that's a good follow. And then a more recent one that I get hyped every time I see, it's called Golden Era Clips. And they have been just posting clips from like right around the 2010 mark of like some of the most famous park videos. And not just park videos. They posted Andy Mayer and Pet Fua's like classic backcountry jump session where they were doing zero spins and switch ones just slow floaty ones into powder before anybody else was really doing that. And yeah, it's just a nice lesson on style and where tricks came from for everyone. And shout out to Chad's Gap Official. It's one of the best ski meme accounts, and they have been, that dude's been liking all our stuff and interacting, and I'm a huge fan. He or she also posts old ski clips that are great. And the name's awesome, Chad's Gap. Heroic. And yeah, I think that's everything I wanted to talk about. So some really great skis coming. Some of them behind me. Solomon QSTs. Rossignol Sender Free 100. Bent 100's not changing, but it's got a sweet new graphic. That's why it's behind me. QST Blank, if you need a POW ski right there. I'm a fan of those QST graphics. I think I already said that. Got some BOA boots right there. I didn't really talk about boots, but that's another thing we've been Joe and the gang and the 26.5, 27.5, 25.5 gang are all testing more boots than we ever have. And there's a lot of really exciting stuff going on there, but I'll wait until Joe's back to talk about that. And yeah, if you're in New England, you should absolutely come to this BSSC times, the Ski Monster collab demo event at Waterville. Go to the Boston Ski and Sports Club website, sign up, buy a ticket. It's going to be awesome. And that's that. Thank you guys so much for listening.